Oh, that was crazy. Welcome back everybody to another episode of Dave's Dinners. Tonight's episode is dedicated to a young fellow called G19. G19 has requested tonight's dinner of burgers and chips, so thank you very much G19 for your request. When faced with the challenge of creating burgers and chips, you've got many variables to consider, such as what meat you're going to use, or even if you're going to use meat, you can be vegetarians. I've done beetroot burgers before in a previous recipe, but tonight I thought we would go with a turkey burger. I'm having a couple of Asian ingredients in there, a bit of lemongrass, a bit of chilli to kind of spice it up a bit, and I'm also going to make like a garlic mayo to go with it as well. But the premise of making a burger is much the same across the board really. It just pretty much depends what you want to put in it. So let's head over to that lovely chopping board and get started. Now then, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the lovely chopping counter that you see before you. We've got some potatoes here that we're going to make some lovely chips out of. These have been in the bag for a while and they're a bit sprouty, but that doesn't matter, we can cut those out. We have also got 250 grams of turkey mince, a stick of lemongrass, a green chilli, 5 garlic cloves, some ground almonds, an egg, plain white flour, this is gluten-free this one, a juicy lime, a bit of mayo, and a bit of rocket for garnish. So the first thing I'm going to do, guys, just to get it out of the way, is to turn these potatoes into some lovely homemade chips. I'm going to cut these sprouts off first. Beautiful. Now, to make your chips, all you literally do is just chop up your potatoes into chips. It's dead easy. I mean, that is literally it. You can have them, if you want wedges, you can just like cut them thicker, or if you want like fry type things, you just cut them smaller. It really couldn't be easier to make chips. Kind of makes me wonder why anybody buys like ready-made chips. Like, just get a potato and just cut it up. It's just so easy. And there we have a baking tray of lovely chips. Kind of like all different shapes and sizes in there, but it's just chopped up potato really. So what you want to do next is just get a dribble of oil. Don't go too mad. And there's loads of different things you can do with these. You can make spicy chips, put some paprika on them, or maybe experiment with some different spices or whatnot. But I'm just going to go for a good old bit of salt. And then you just want to kind of like mix them all up, just so they all get covered in oil and salt. But once they're all lovely and covered like so, then just whack them in the oven and just keep an eye on them to make sure they're not burning. And you want them to just kind of like be nicely browned, and every now and again just give them a quick shake and move them around a little bit, and they will be delightful. Moving on, we want to start making our burger patties. So you're going to need some sort of bowl for like mixing it all up in and stuff. So I've got a nice glass bowl. And then I'm just going to quickly chop up our main ingredients, which, well, it's just the chilli and the lemongrass really. And I'm going to do 3 cloves of garlic. I'm saving 2 cloves of garlic for the garlic mayo thingamabobby. But yeah, just cut these up. I'm going to do them quite fine because remember they're going into a patty. And if you want a burger, you don't want massive chunks of chili pepper in it, because that just doesn't work, does it? So, God, I'm running out of breath. So just finely chop up your chili. You also want to make sure that you cut out all these white bits, because they're just like, just a bit gnarly really. Don't really want those. Something a bit like that. Now, with the lemongrass, you basically want to cut the ends off and then slice it lengthways. If you can, something like that. You don't want the outer bits because they're quite tough, so just peel off the outer layers and then again just chop it up quite nice and fine. Like so. And then same again with the garlic. I'm going to crush it though, so peel and crush. Right, so once that's done, you want to get your bowl back. And then basically slop your mince in. And then slop all of this in as well. And then sprinkle your ground almonds in, or almonds, whatever you call them. You don't actually need to have almonds. I don't really know why I'm putting them in, other than we just have them spare, so I thought I'd chuck them in anyway. Crack your egg in. This helps to bind it all together. And then the egg's going to make it really runny, so this is what the flour's for as well, is try and thicken it up. You probably don't have to use plain flour. You could probably use corn flour or rice flour or any flour really, to be honest. We've just got plain flour, so that's what I'm using. I'm not too sure how much I'm going to need, so I'm going to start off with that, and I'm going to get my hands in there and I'm going to mix it all up, and then hopefully it will be like a burger consistency, I suppose. Oh, I'm going to put a bit of salt in there as well, actually. Lovely bit of salt. I'm hoping I've got the right amount of flour in there, because otherwise I'm going to have to wash my hands and put more flour in, and I don't really want to do that. It's feeling pretty good. You know it's pretty good because it kind of holds together. So what you want to do now, once your patty mix is made, is you want to separate it into individual patties. I'm just going to do 2. We're going to have 1 each. They're going to be quite big. So I'm going to break this in half and just mould them into burgers, really. Now you don't want them too thick either, because if you have them too thick, then they have a tendency to burn on the outside and not cook in the middle. So if you're going to make them thick, then make sure you put them in the oven as well. But I'm going to make these relatively flat. So I couldn't fit both of these on the plate, the other one's in the bowl. But that is pretty much the burger patty complete. Nice and easy. Not too thick, because I want it to cook nicely without burning. So we're just going to set these to the side until they're ready for cooking. They won't take too long, around about 10 minutes for the both of them. But I'm going to get my garlic mayo done, and then we can head over and start getting these on the go. Right, so garlic mayo. I'm going to put the lime in this as well, because I want it to be a little bit citrusy, you know. Kind of goes quite nicely with the burgers. So I'm going to grate the zest of the lime, and then I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to have the juice of the lime as well, just to give it a little bit of tang, you know. And then next, guys, to complete the garlic mayo, you need the garlic. And then next, a little bit of salt, just for a bit of seasoning, you know. You could chuck some pepper in there as well. Actually, I will chuck some pepper in there. And then get the mayo in there. Don't be shy with it. Mix it all up. Just give it a quick taster. Oh, that is incredible. Woo! Now here we are, guys, over at the hob again. We're going to get these burger patties on the go. So get yourself a pan, a drizzle of oil, and once that oil is lovely and warm, you can get your burger patties in there. I'm just going to give them a last minute push just to flatten them down slightly, because I don't want them too thick. So put your lid on. I'm going to put 8 minutes on the clock, 4 minutes each side, and then if in doubt you can cut them open, check the middle's cooked. But 8 minutes, well 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how thick they are, should be around about how long it's going to take. So let them cook away, and in the meantime just give your chips a little shake, flip them over, do what you got to do. But other than that, I'm going to do a bit of washing up. And your burgers should look a little something like this. Nice brown tinge to it. And if you're not sure whether it's cooked in the middle or not, just cut it open and it should be really hot, and obviously not pink in the middle, because that would mean it's raw. Make sure it's nice and hot in the middle. If it's still a bit cool in the middle, or you're not sure, just leave it in for a little bit longer, or put it in the oven. It's entirely up to you. Chips are done as well, so I've evenly spread out the chips on both plates. Now I have got a bun on my one. I don't need a bun because I've got chips. but I thought for thumbnail purposes for this video, I'm going to have a bun on there as well. But I'm going to get a little bit of garlic mayo in my burger. Oh, stop it, look at that. And then finally, a little bit of garnish. I guess you could put anything in this. You could put cheese in it if you wanted to, or maybe a slice of tomato, or anything really. I'm just going to have a bit of rocket just because, I don't know, it's nice and easy to be honest. Give Becky a load. But there we have it, guys. A lovely homemade turkey burger with some homemade chips. Can't wait to dig into this, I'm super hungry. Make sure you check out all the other recipes in this playlist because they are amazing, let me assure you. And if you did like this one, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. But that is all for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next week, take care of yourselves, stay alive, and have a lovely dinner. Bye-bye. Lovely.